All right, guys, we got a fan favorite today, and yes, I'm being sarcastic. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we've got a detailed look and breakdown on the Jordan Spizike Lows. But before we get started, I just wanted to give a big thank you and shout out to everybody that's been helping us fight the algorithm. If you've been liking the videos, leaving comments, and subscribing if you haven't already, you guys been kicking ass for us, and we really do appreciate it. The algorithm can kill channels, so if you don't want this one to die, keep using it to its advantage, or working it to its advantage. To our advantage. And lastly, this hoodie right here from Sense Apparel is available right now if you wanted to help support our channel while also grabbing some fresh gear. Feel free to do that. Links are going to be down below in the description box. It is a pre-order. They will be fulfilled within 4 to 6 weeks. The pre-order is not going to be open forever, so make sure that you grab things by the weekend, because otherwise when it's done, it's done. We're not bringing this back. And with all that being said, these guys right here, I'm not mad at them. I like Spizikes. I like the hybrid stuff. I know a lot of people don't, but I f with it. But I also come from a time where this was once fresh and new. And so with all that in mind, like, I have fond memories of things like this. I do think it's weird now that they've decided to go and revamp the shoe as a low top, but maybe they've seen the current trend of, like, you know, Jordan 1 highs not really selling well and Jordan 1 lows actually doing good this time around. So maybe they're like, hey, people like lows now, so maybe we'll like do something different. I don't know. But the boxes that they come in are really cool. So we just talked about these guys right here. And this is the Jordan 2/3, 2/3, 2x3. I don't know what you want to call them. This is another hybrid and everything like that. Jordan 2 lid with a Jordan 3 bottom. Very dope. This guy right here is Jordan 4 top, even though it's not the original Air Jordan 4 box, but it's some of the special editions like the topaz and the blue ones that were splatter print. You know, the blue cements, navy cements. I don't remember all these names, you guys. I'm sorry. But either way, it's the Air Jordan 4 lid, the Air Jordan 3 base or main box, but that's not the coolest part. The coolest part's actually inside the lid. That's dope. It just talks about all the shoes that comprise the shoe itself. This is actually a, believe it or not, Spike Lee signature shoe. And Spike Lee was huge for the brand at one point in time, where he was the guy like behind most of the marketing and stuff as Mars Blackman.
Yo, this is Mars Blackman, and this is my main man, Michael Jordan.
Something also cool about that graphic that's in there is that it's a call out to some of the original stuff that they used to do when they would first introduce these types of hybrids, where they would come with a cool little keychain and they would talk about all the components of the sneaker and things like that. They did it for the Dub Zeros. I believe they did it for the Spizikes. Now, as for the shoe itself, these are 2 out of 3 current colorways. These were the first 2 that I saw, so I picked them up. I eventually saw the leather-based version afterwards, the black and reds. Those might look the best, but I do really like this one too. I don't know why. This tan colorway I do really like too, but this right pair right here, like the right shoe, is leaning, dude, so it's like mangled up and shit. So I don't love that. But either way, if you're not familiar with the Jordan Spizike, it is a combination of shoes that Mars Blackman / Spike Lee was involved in as far as the overall marketing is concerned. So you got the Jordan 3, which is the tooling, the elephant print, and the midguard or mudguard rand. And then you have the Jordan 4 right here at the wings. The Jordan 5 is this main like body section, this part with the netting. And then you got the Jordan 6 on the tongue and the lace lock. The tongue they actually like revamped, so they took off the pull holes and stuff like that. They also removed the Air Jordan 5 collar, so obviously these are low tops, so it makes the shoe a lot sleeker looking. Last but not least, you got 2 little logos right here. One is Mars Blackman, the other one is 40 Acres and a Mule, which is his production company and stuff like that. So those are from the Air Jordan 9. Look at that. See, this is what I was just talking about. I was just talking about this. Granted, this is original to this shoe, so I'm not surprised that it's like this, but the Air Jordan 3 outsole is here. Typical Air Jordan 3 looking bottom, especially depending on the colorway of the retros. But if you get an OG colorway, especially recently or as of recent years, they look like this, where they put them back to the Nike branding and make them look more like the 1988 original counterpart. So this is just interesting that they didn't do that with these. Granted, this shoe was made before they started putting Nike Air all over everything again. At the time, using Nike Air was taboo with the brand. The brand wanted to completely disassociate itself outside of using air cushioning from Nike and all of its stuff. It thought that it was like bigger than Nike. And I'm not just speaking shit.
That's what I do. I drink and I know things.
Now moving on up, we do have a polyurethane midsole, and inside the midsole is an encapsulated air sole unit in the forefoot. In the rear, it's visible. The materials on both of these pairs are pretty much identical. So the elephant print that you see is an actual like material. It's actual nubuck. It's done up differently than traditional elephant print, where usually the edges right here are rolled. These are not rolled. These are just straight cuts. So you can actually see that there are leather fibers in there. It's actual hide. So I think that that's pretty dope. The main materials though is a really cheap synthetic nubuck, and I'm talking like really cheap. Like this is like the thinnest particle board type of leather that you can get. There is leather in there, or traces of leather, but it's not genuine leather. It's not like something like this, and it's definitely not like the black and reds. The black and reds use a really nice leather. I was really surprised to see those in store, and when I touched them I was like, whoa, what the hell, like what happened to these two? And then that one got the good. Or if you were to compare the leather here to my Spizike ID, I don't know if you guys remember when Spizikes were on Nike ID for a short time.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days.
But this was the one that I made myself. This is a black cement, if you will. But the materials here, I did not think that they were nice at first, but once I did more research and started like actually learning a ton of stuff about leather, I realized that this was genuine nubuck. So this is great. This is hot garbage material. It's crazy. Love the design, but material-wise,
trash.
the insole is this green piece of shit right here. So if you did want to take this out, make sure that you do so before you start wearing it, because it is layered with glue and stuff like that. So once you heat this up with your feet, it will bond to the strobel down below. And trying to rip this out of there afterwards, you're going to rip apart this entire foam midsole, or not midsole, sorry, insole. And those little chunks will be there forever. Outside of that though, the shoes do fit true to size. So whatever it is that you typically wear, that's what I would order. I really like this blue one. I think it reminds me of like the shoes that I used to have. Like remember when the 2010s, when that shoe came out, there was like the outdoor version that was UNC. There was the Jordan 1 Alpha outdoor, which I had, that was UNC. Yeah, I just like this. It fits in line with the Jordan brand, even though this is not quite UNC blue, but I just think it looks really cool, especially with the little red hits. I don't know what it is about these, but I am drawn to them like a mofo. Now, we normally do a question of the day, and we still have one today, but I am issuing you guys the challenge of choosing the questions of the day from here on out. So starting next week, I think we started this in our last video with the 2/3, 2x3.
2/3.
They should have said something. You know what I mean? Like I think it's so weird how the shoes roll out. Like they're like, control the narrative on all retros, and then they release something like that where it's like, you need to tell people what that is, and they're like, no.
It's very much like, I'm an avid reader, but there's tons of words out there that I've read dozens of times, and I have no idea how to say them actually out loud.
Exactly. So yeah, it's just really weird that the brand is like it's, we're not going to get into it. But we are issuing a challenge to you guys to where if you want to participate in the question of the day, we will give you guys a shout out if we pick your question. And I think it would be really fun and just kind of like increase the potential engagement. However, what's your potential last question?
If you had to have a song play every time you entered a room, what would it be?
Like a WWE entrance? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Would you pick a song for me? Like when you see me, what do you see? You know what I mean?
No, I didn't even spend that time. I came up with my own.
Well, that's selfish of you. What is yours then?
Okay, I don't remember if it's the band or if it's Brandon Urie by himself. So it might be Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
But it would have to start at the chorus, but it would be... And I would do like a Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Okay. So if I was to pick a song for me as my entrance.
Mine for you would be...
No, stop picking songs for me. The only thing I could think is like The Rock's entrance theme.
What is it?
Okay, I take that back. I'm not going to choose that one, even though I do like it.
I thought you were going to pick like Darth Vader or something.
Oh, the Emperor theme? That would be awesome.
Only because I always hear it when you guys are playing Fortnite.
If we could remix that shit to where like, you know how like The Rock does, if you smell, right? And so like instead like you drop the and then that would be dope. If I were to pick anything, I suppose it would be the song that we use for our damn videos. That kind of is the theme. Yeah, it's like I think it's a mix, because a lot of people ask what it is. I grabbed this track like so many years ago, I don't know.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't have a name to it or anything like that. I think it's like a remix on an old like Aretha Franklin song. So yeah, I just love that it's like soulful and it's calming, but also like kind of badass at the same time, because you know, that type of music is just awesome, you know what I mean? Like I grew up like listening to like Temptations and stuff like that, so I like that. It's definitely not what you picked. I know that. I know that for sure.
I'm just Ken.
No, it's no. Anyway, sound off below and let us know what your theme song or entrance song would be every time you walked into a room. Also, don't forget, leave your questions of the day down below, okay? Make them good, not weird.
Bonus points for weird.
No.
Because they'll most likely get picked then.
We're gonna have to do this together. Because if I just let her choose them, they're all gonna be up questions. But thank you guys for everything. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.